going on with you folk? I pray that y'all well out here, like speaking of it, man. I pray that y'all continue to live in peace and happiness out here, yo, like speaking of it, yo. Really and truly. Whatever it is that you're going through, keep your head up. I don't know what people be going through, but I know that, there's some people that's out there that's dealing with some kind of battle within themselves. And for some of them, they feel like giving up, but don't ever give up, man. Because I would think that every obstacle that you've been through, that you have not only overcame those obstacles, but it leads to something better. It's going to happen. There's a reason why your life is putting you through these certain obstacles. You feel me? But what I just wanted to mention a few things, man, is avoiding. How some people could avoid certain topics because they don't want to speak on it in relationships, marriage, whatever. I don't avoid that. And I would think that it's even more important to speak about it, especially when you're in a marriage or a relationship, man. Because the thing is that when you're avoiding something or a topic especially, what's going to happen is that there's going to be an actual real life situation that takes place later on, and is when you should have taken care of it right then and there. But how many times have you seen that happen because you avoided it? You don't want to speak about it for fear of that person's reaction or something bad that comes of it. But do not be afraid of it, man. Avoidance is like fear. You face that shit, like straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's especially when it comes to meeting, a marriage, relationship, or the dating phase, especially during the dating phase, because this is one of the things that you stand on. So it could be religion, like speaking of it, if you have certain values and morals within your religion, like speaking of it, I would think that it's important to speak about that rather than avoiding it. Because once you get into that relationship with that individual, and then a real life situation happens that's on the topic of religion, and next thing you know, a fight or argument breaks out. But that wouldn't have to happen if you would have never avoided it during the dating phase. So don't avoid it. You face that shit like fear. And when it comes to like sensitive topics like that, like religion, politics, or relationships, be mindful, show empathy, man. Be considerate, be genuine about that shit, and be honest. I think it's a lost fucking art out here, man, where people don't have no compassion for each other. They don't show any kind of empathy whatsoever. And they are just flat out disrespectful as hell. I think that's one of the reasons why that relationships, tend to go down the fucking drain. But yet, these are the same people that say they know how to communicate. No, that is not how you communicate with people. If we disagree with something, right? And I'm not saying that everybody, does it, like I do, because when I disagree about something, yeah, I'm going to, specify in detail why I disagree or what is it that you have to say. Of course, I'm going to acknowledge what you said, because that's another thing how arguments break out in communication, is that we tend not to acknowledge what we say to people, or the other people don't feel like you're acknowledging what they say, and you just continue to go about your opinion. Like, no, Acknowledge what that individual said and explain to them why you disagree with whatever it is that they said. You know, so don't avoid it. You know, because it's going to be a problem, you know, later on. You feel me? And like I said, that could be with, you know, anything. Honestly, man. But I didn't want to take too much of your time, man. Like I said from before, yo, always keep your head up, like speaking of it, man. Really and truly. The things that you can solve and your problems, regardless of what is it that you're feeling or whatever emotion is inside that emotion. Like, feel that shit through. And trust me, you're gonna find your answers. Believe me, it works every single time. You know what I'm saying? Continue to show compassion and, you know, empathy towards others. That's how you establish a really healthy relationship with people or communication. Anyways, man, y'all be easy, man. Y'all take care of yourself out here, yo. Peace and love.